Oke, cek cek. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah,
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. First, let's pray and give thanks to our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, because of His mercies and blessing, so that we can all gather today in this StreamYard and do a podcast about Weekend English Talk. Secondly, our salawat and salam to our great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because of his guidance, so that together now Islam is at the brighter era and not in the past of the darker era. Okay, hello and welcome everyone to the Weekend English Talk in the episode 4. And oh yeah, I want to ask the second host, my friend Kenan Abigail, do you know what are we going to do today?
Don't know, maybe a little bit of chit chat with your friend from New Zealand, right?
Yes, exactly. So today we're going to do a little bit of a podcast and having a conversation, talking together with my with Indonesia citizen who is living in New Zealand right now. Okay, so do you know who is the speaker today, Kenan?
I actually don't know specifically, but I know the data of him, as you can see in the name here. Maybe you
Okay,
can elaborate.
yes. So to know the speaker better, let's just let the speaker to introduce himself. What do you say?
Sounds about right.
Okay, so now for the speaker, Mr. Arzubali, please introduce yourself. Time and place is yours.
Hi, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
For sure,
your
for
voice
sure.
sounds good.
All right, that's good. That's good. Um, my name is Arzu Malika Bali. I'm an Indonesian citizen living in Auckland, New Zealand, and I've been here for the past 10 years or so. And yeah, that's just the story of my life.
So you have been living in Auckland, New Zealand for about 10 years.
Um, yeah. So I moved to Auckland when I was in the first grade. So year one of school. So I moved here when I was 7 years old.
Okay, so when you started entering the elementary school, first year,
Yeah,
first grade, you moved to New Zealand. Am I right?
yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. And now let's just get into the topic. But first, I want to ask to Kenan, do you know what are we going to talk about today?
Something related to Muslim life in New Zealand, right?
Yes, you're correct. So today we're going to talk about the main topic is talking about life experience as a Muslim at New Zealand from the point of view of Arzu Malika Bali, which is our special guest for today. And okay, to Arzu Malika Bali, I would just give you the time and place to explain and tell us how is it your life experience as a Muslim at New Zealand. Okay, to Arzu, please, time and place is yours.
Um, I would say that living in New Zealand as a Muslim is, I think, one of the greatest experiences that you can have. Because um, I guess in New Zealand they're very open about religion and like diversity of other cultures. So especially like because you see a lot of people wearing jilbabs in New Zealand, and that's like a very common thing. And people understand that uh, being a Muslim, it's very different to being a non-Muslim, and then there's a lot of like rules and restrictions being a Muslim that come with it. So yeah, I guess it's very good. People are very understanding in New Zealand.
Okay, so when you first time moved to New Zealand, I want to
Yeah,
ask that, do you feel like any shock, like culture shock, like, whoa, this is very,
culture
very
shock.
different from my country? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, definitely, because I couldn't speak English that well. Like even now, I'm still kind of learning new things about the English language. But then again, my teacher was very open about me practicing my religion. So praying, salat, doing salah 5 times a day was very easy for me to do at school. So yeah, I guess like the only thing that was different was just like the coldness. It was very cold. That's what I noticed. The first thing I noticed, yeah.
Okay, Arzu, I heard from your childhood friend Rehan
Yeah.
that you go to New Zealand after having TK here, right?
After sorry, after what?
At first grade, right? As a first grader, you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
already
that's
in
right.
New Zealand. Right?
Yeah.
How do you make new friends there? Like, how do you suit yourself to communicate with people there and also make
Mm.
new relationship or friends with them? Okay, thanks.
Um, that's a hard one actually, because I couldn't speak English that well, so I had a hard time um making new friends. But I did anyway, because there was still a lot of Indonesian kids that went to my school. So uh, I mean, yeah, I guess I tried to fit in. I tried to play with them in the playground, and like it worked, I guess. And as I learned English along the years, then I got more friends that way.
So there's like a lot of Indonesians there.
Just in that school, like in my elementary school, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask another question. Like, when you first go to New Zealand, like you live there, is it easy to find maybe like foods that is halal, so you can eat, you can easily eat things that you want, and you can easily find halal foods and things like that? How is it in there?
I mean, I guess like the good thing about having a very like multicultural country is that there's a lot of cultures from around the world that come to the same place, and there's a lot of like Middle Easterners. They accept a lot of refugees as well, and that also comes with bringing Islam into the country. So I guess yeah, it was really easy to find halal foods, especially like Middle Eastern food. But nowadays, there's a lot of restaurants that are catering to Muslim people. So there are a lot of like Chinese restaurants who wasn't Muslim, but now they're Muslim owned and they sell halal food. So that's a good thing as well. And there's a lot of Indonesian restaurants too.
Also, Muslims are currently growing in New Zealand right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm kind of curious at one thing. Is mosque in your areas, are there a lot, or
Mm.
maybe you need to have a bit more effort to go to mosque or something like that?
Mm. Mm. I mean, I guess I would say that mosques are, I don't know, it's kind of difficult because there's not a lot of traffic here, so getting around places is really easy. So I guess like the effort that isn't that much, because in Indonesia, if you live deep inside a neighborhood and the mosque was like 3 kilometers, it would take probably 30 minutes just to get there because of the traffic. But here, there's no traffic, and it would only probably take 5 minutes just to get to the mosque. And um, I guess in my local area, there's about, I would say, 8 mosques, but they're very spread apart. So yeah, there's a lot of mosques in Auckland.
All right, that's a pretty good information for me because I'm kind of interested to go to New Zealand for my university at the future, but I'm still
Right.
thinking and I'm still trying to know more about the countries. And thanks for the information about that. Maybe from Ryan.
You're welcome.
Okay, so speaking about education in New Zealand, like right now you are
Mm.
in Senior high school. Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
You are
That's correct.
Are you at 10th grade or 11th grade or maybe 12th grade?
I'm in the 12th grade now, but in Indonesia, I'd be in the 11th.
Oh yeah. So I heard that in New Zealand, so like this, in Indonesia, maybe you are born in 2007, and in
Mhm.
2007, in the month of, for example, September, okay? And in
Yeah.
Indonesia, if you're born in that month and year, you are at the 11th grade in Indonesia. But
Yeah.
if you are in New Zealand, you are in the 12th grade. And why is it like that? Like in Indonesian age, you can be at 11th grade in this age,
Mhm.
but if you move to New Zealand, you can skip class to the 12th grade directly because of your age. Why is it like that in New Zealand education?
I mean, I was pretty confused as well because when I moved to New Zealand, I skipped instantly to the 3rd grade, and I found that was because um, in New Zealand they cater to more of like the age, not the year that you're born in. So let's say if you were um, 15 years old, then you'd be a year below. So I know that you're in the 11th grade. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think since you're 15 years old, that would make you also the 11th grade, like in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because we have
Mm,
13 years. 13 years. You guys only have 12. I'm pretty sure.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
Mm.
And how about universities in New Zealand? Is it like in New Zealand? Do New Zealand have like top universities and many universities that are maybe accessible for Muslims, and
Mm.
the universities accept Muslim students?
Oh yeah, they definitely do. They accept anybody, but I would say they do. Um, I guess tolerate them more because they have specific mosques, so Muslims could pray at the campus or at school, and it's very caring of New Zealand education to do that.
Okay. And for this far, is there any challenges that you face as a Muslim student in there? Like maybe you have to adapt with, maybe you learn a specific language or
Mhm.
making friends. Do you have a biggest challenge that you face when being a Muslim and studying in New Zealand school?
I guess I would say because like it's New Zealand is very accepting of other cultures and other I guess you would say mm, yeah, I mean cultures, but the thing is that also comes with a lot of toleration for anything such as like the LGBTQ community, and that's very difficult to avoid in New Zealand. And we all know that, that's a big issue in Islam, and it's not allowed, right? And we still see a lot of that here. We see parades of LGBTQ, and I guess just the community in general. Yeah, that's a big problem as well.
Also, that New Zealand has a really freedom of speech, right? I
Freedom,
saw
yeah,
like
freedom of
in Aus,
speech. Yeah,
so like British and Aussie, right? Because I
yeah.
see a
So
lot of
yeah,
parades like that in Australia, so they basically
mhm.
share the same similarities.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
New Zealand was colonized by England, so by Britain, by the UK, and same as Australia. So we're basically kind of sister countries, the same countries. Yeah, I would
I see,
say.
I see. Uh, for your plan in the future, talking about education, I want to ask, would you rather stay in there and go to New Zealand universities, or maybe go to another country, or maybe go back to Indonesia?
I don't know about Indonesia, but I guess I mean I see myself, this is my home now. But at the same time, I feel like I really connect to my homeland in Indonesia. But at the same time, it's also I find like I look at my own family and the reason why they live there, and it's still very difficult to live in Indonesia compared to living here. And when you have privileges here, and yeah, I guess it's very understandable. Um, I guess I would say my options currently are maybe Australia, so Melbourne, or just staying in Auckland, and that's still pretty good choices for also Muslim Indonesians that might want to study in Melbourne. It's a good idea because there's a lot of Indonesians as well living there, and you won't have a big culture shock as to studying here. But Auckland is also really good for new experiences.
Right. I heard that you came back to Indonesia recently, right? To
Yeah, I did.
meet with your friend again. I heard from him.
Yeah.
How was your feeling when you came back and land into this homeland of you again? Maybe a bit of culture shock again, or maybe you need to suit up with a new environment. I mean, an old
Mhm.
but a new
New.
environment.
Yeah. 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 Um,
Do you
Yeah,
need to
I
good
mean,
suit?
question. Good question.
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Um, I mean, no, I come back every year, but at the same time, there's a there's also like a big culture shock, and it like I have that every year because it's just such a weird feeling coming back to your home country, to your home, especially, and see all your family all grown up, and especially my friends too, like Rehan. It's like it's kind of weird now. He's like oh big. We used to go to the same kindergarten and preschool, so yeah, it's just yeah,
Rehan has developed a lot, right, from your perspective, especially after
yeah,
you
yeah,
meet him at the
yeah,
reunion, I think.
yeah. That's
What's
right.
your first impression when you met him again recently? Like, what's your impression, or maybe you don't remember him or something? There's a story about it.
I feel like the last time we met was a really long time ago. So yeah, I mean, I think it was like 5 years ago last time we met, and yeah, I mean, yeah, he's obviously definitely bigger. He's taller. I don't know what else to say. He's like still the same Rehan that I know since preschool. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
He's a
Hilarious.
grown man now. He's a grown man.
yeah, he's a grown man now. He's a grown man. Yeah.
Yeah, like the last time we met is that recently this year we met, but maybe the time when we were still kids in the kindergarten, and then when
Yeah.
we met again after many years, you are living in New Zealand and you came back to Indonesia. I was like, whoa, man, you've grown so much. Like your voice is now very different. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
and
definitely felt that
then
too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and then you're very tall. Like, whoa, I'm shocked that you now have changed in your physique, but you're still the same guy. Like you're still being a nice guy, and then you still want to talk
Thank you.
with
Thank you.
us. And then even today's podcast, you still wanna, yeah,
Mhm.
I can. Like, oh, I have so much respect for that. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much
Thank
for
you.
that.
No, it's just like it's a good experience. So yeah, I guess yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
and
I find it very funny that Raihan has a friend that hasn't met him in a long time, but he has a friend too here that has been with him since kindergarten. Do you still remember him or not? Has Raihan mentioned it before?
Like remember Rehan or what do you mean?
Oh, he has a friend from kindergarten. I think you know
Yeah.
him. Can you mention his name?
oh yeah, so. talking about that, in kindergarten we have a friend, and when we graduate from kindergarten, you go
Yeah,
to New Zealand, right? And then I continue to elementary school, and then
that's right.
there's also our friend in kindergarten that continue in the same elementary school as me, and then
Mhm.
continue in the and graduating from the elementary school, and then enter the junior high school. We entered the same school again. Okay, me
Yeah,
and our kindergarten friend, we entered the same school, and then when we graduate from junior high school, we enter senior high school, right? And then in senior high
yeah.
school, we still enter the same school, me and our
Mhm.
kindergarten friend. Do you uh, I will just tell the name, yeah? What do you say, Kenan? I spill the name.
Yes, yes, yes. I want to know. It's kind of funny because you have a lot of friends that, and it's such a different thing that you have this friend you haven't met in a long time, but you have a friend too that you meet every day, like communicate every day. Maybe you should spill the name, spill the tea.
Spill the tea,
Yeah,
spill the tea.
so yeah, I was spill the tea. So this guy that I tell the story, his name is Fatan Karim. Do you remember Fatan?
Fatan Karim.
Yeah, Fatan.
Was he in our class? I
Wait,
don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I forgot.
he's from.
It's so long ago.
Maybe you forgot because you're only together when in the kindergarten, but Fatan continue in the elementary school, but you move to New Zealand. Maybe you forgot because of that. Maybe I have a
Yeah, maybe,
picture of
maybe.
him. Wait,
Mhm.
yes. Now, but now his face is very very different because now he had a beard. He's very
Oh
very
He's
yeah,
very grown up for our age. Yeah, he
yeah.
yeah,
has
He
all
changed.
the facial features like here until here.
yeah.
Maybe Rehan can show a glimpse. Maybe he's trying to find it or something.
I don't
Okay,
know. I
I
think
have
I
a
forgot.
picture
I'm
of him.
sorry.
Can you see
Maybe if
my
I see his
screen?
face, then yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His face is like this right now. He used to be our friend in kindergarten. Yes. I still have the picture in the yearbook, the
Mhm.
kindergarten yearbook. So because your mom is the committee of the kindergarten yearbook back then in
Yeah,
kindergarten.
yeah, yeah. I have it
Uh,
like I think in bookshelf. I could check right now.
Maybe if you still have it, you can open the book and then you can search for Fathan Karim, the name.
Fathan Karim.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I'll look. I'll look later, for sure.
Yes, you can, maybe later. Maybe later you can try to find the book and then open the book, and then you can see that the name Fatan Karim. You can see that,
Mhm.
oh, he entered kindergarten with me back then. Maybe you can remember
Maybe, maybe. I'll
because
try.
him
I'll try.
him in the
Yeah.
yeah, you can try later. Him in the past, he is very very different person from now because now he have like gained so many experience and then skills
Mhm.
so that he is expert in his field, right now, like in IT and then networking
Oh yeah,
and things like that. Okay,
yeah,
so that is a little bit about our past. I would like to ask more questions about you in New Zealand. Okay.
yeah. Sure, that's fine. That's okay.
I just
Okay.
love how this conversation continued to a very slow talk and a very fun talk. It makes the pressure gone, you know. And maybe
Okay.
Rehan
Say
can
that again.
continue with what asked.
Yeah.
Actually, before we start this podcast, I have prepared like some questions that I'm wondering and I want to ask to you. So the question is like, are there any moments when you feel like particularly challenged or uncomfortable as a Muslim in New Zealand? Because we heard that New Zealand is a very good country and then they have a tolerance.
Mhm.
But have you ever feel like challenged or uncomfortable as a Muslim in New Zealand?
As a Muslim, that's a really good question
Yeah.
because a couple of years ago there was a shooting, a terrorist attack on a mosque
I
in
see.
the city called Christchurch, and I know a few people that have been affected by that tragedy, and I know still a lot of people that could have died but still live. Um, and like Alhamdulillah, that's it's such a. I'm just saying that the tragedy itself is a very bad thing, and it's a sad, depressing thing. But at the same time, it also raised awareness for the government about the Muslim people living here, and I guess like uh, yeah, I mean, it definitely lowered racism in New Zealand against Muslims. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was really depressing at the time because I felt, you know, unsafe for the first time in my own country as a Muslim. So yeah.
Okay. So, from you,
Yeah.
maybe what do you think? What could the New Zealand, like maybe community or
Mhm.
government, do better to support Muslims that live in New Zealand?
Mm,
In your opinion, maybe what can they do better?
that's difficult because at the time of the terrorist attack, there was a lot that they did. They specifically banned guns. So because gun purchasing guns in New Zealand was still legal at the time, but they they banned um, the use of guns in New Zealand. So that's not possible now. And I guess like there's just a lot of recognition about the Muslim community, and that's also a good thing. And I feel like what the New Zealand community could do, I guess, is to be more supportive of these people. You know, because a lot of these people come from war-torn areas like Palestine, Syria, and I guess yeah, Iraq, Afghanistan, and yeah, they're seeking refuge in New Zealand, and they just want to be safe here.
Okay. So maybe how about one more question?
Yeah.
So maybe I want to ask, and I'm really wondering for this, what may
Mhm.
be the advice that you would give to other Muslims or Indonesian citizens who are considering to moving to New Zealand to maybe continue their study in university or maybe try to find a job in New Zealand, or maybe other people who are just starting to maybe live there to continue their journey, maybe to continue their life. What are the
Mhm.
advice would you give to
I
other
feel
people that
like
are Muslim or Indonesian?
I feel like as an Indonesian and especially as a Muslim, it's a really good idea to live in New Zealand and to work here. And I guess my advice is just to keep working hard and to keep believing and keep praying. You know, doa is the most important thing. And um, you know, people really appreciate the hard work of Muslims in this country and also Asian people in general. And you know, because as an Indonesian, we're part of two communities: the Asian community and the Muslim community, right? If you're Muslim, obviously. And yeah, I guess like you just keep on working hard and believe, and it'll come because it worked for my family, it worked for every other family that moved there. So yeah.
Okay, I thought that's it's lagging. No, yeah.
It's
Okay,
lagging. All right.
so for Kenan, do you have any more questions that you maybe want to ask or things that you are still wondering?
I think everything from Arzu about New Zealand as a Muslim is already enough for me, and I think I learned a lot from him. First of all, thank you to Arzu for the knowledge and everything, especially that I
It's
don't
okay.
know you personally, and I Rehan just introduce you to me about
Yeah,
you, a
that's right.
glimpse about you, not not that much, but just a
Yeah.
glimpse about the past of you. I'm very thankful. Thanks for all the information, maybe from Rehan.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you.
so yeah, I also want to say thank you very much for sharing your experiences and insights and knowledges with us today. Like, it's been like a truly enlightening to hear about your journey as a Muslim living in New
You're
Zealand,
welcome.
starting from the first year of elementary school until right now you're in 12th grade. Like, it's been a very long time for you to stay in New Zealand and then study, live there,
Yeah.
making friends, and then you also came back to Indonesia once a year, right? And then we
That's right.
previously we met. Like, it's very very exciting, and I'm truly like grateful to have a friend like you that,
Thank
wow,
you.
you're so,
Thank you, bro.
yeah, you live in New Zealand, and then once a
Yeah.
year you come here and you still want to hang out with us, interact. Like, man, you're so humble. I have big respect for that.
Okay, I'm not humble, but yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we have reached 30 minutes for our Weekend English Talk podcast. I guess that's enough for today. Once again, I want to say thank you very much to Kenan as the co-host and to Arzu Bali as the speaker for today. Thank you very
That's
much.
all right.
And also to our listeners, we hope this conversation has provided a new perspective and a deeper understanding, okay, about New Zealand and foreign countries.
Mhm.
And okay, maybe let's just close the Weekend English Talk. What do you say, Kenan?
Of course, of course. It's
I
been a
just want to
while,
say
and I think
thanks for yeah. Sorry, you go.
uh, it's okay. It's okay. Continue, continue. I
Okay,
almost
anything you want to
finished my
say?
sentence.
Say that again. Sorry.
No, you can continue what you were about to say. Maybe.
No, I was just gonna say I appreciate you guys for letting me on here. So yeah,
Mhm.
that doesn't matter. So yeah, you can talk.
It's our pleasure because I think we need you more in this current situation. But thank you back and no problem. Maybe
Thank you.
we should continue on closing the weekend English talk. What do you say? That's good.
Yeah, good idea. So I hope from after this podcast, we can still like maybe have another conversation. Maybe in the next opportunity, maybe
Yeah, sure.
we can chat from WhatsApp or have a call. Yeah, just to maybe like we can still do other conversations in other opportunities after this podcast.
Yeah, sure.
And okay,
That'll be good.
I guess I'm just gonna, yeah, okay. I guess I'm gonna close the Weekend English Talk episode 4 of talking about life experience as a Muslim in New Zealand, and with the special guest today, which is Arzu Bali as the speaker. And okay, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope this gives you another new perspective and knowledge about New Zealand. Once again, thank you very much. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Goodbye.
wabarakatuh.
Goodbye,
Bye.
Arzu.